The funding for this video is provided by the amazing members of my Patreon. Also contributions from viewers like you. Thank you. Yeah, I started from PBS Kids. What you gonna do? Fight me? Anyway, roll the video. I'm actually very pissed off right now. Like, I'm mad. And like, do y'all ever be angry to the point where you're like really calm? That's me right now. Because it shouldn't have gotten to this point. It shouldn't have got here at all. Hey y'all, it's Harriana and I'm back with another video. Hi, hello, how are you doing? My name is Harriana. Welcome back to The Pirate Ship, also known as Harry Hook's Pirate Ship. I am the captain. You are not my first mate. I don't got no first mate because you want to know why? Bring your ear closer to the speaker so you can hear me clearly. Nobody's worthy of being the first mate. But hi, hello, how are you guys doing? My name is Harriana and I like to make content based on nostalgia and family and children's entertainment and all the issues that I find within those spaces. Now, if you are a long-time viewer of this channel, you may be pretty familiar with this. You may have seen this magazine before, especially if you remember my bonnet commercial for my first three bonnets, my three miraculous bonnets. This is Sassy magazine, and Dara Renee, you guys may be familiar with her. She is on High School Musical, the series. She literally was one of the breakout stars of the show. She was the cover girl of Sassy. I also have another one. I have pretty much all the copies since about 2017. This is the one with Nia Sue on it from Dance Mom. Here is one of the more recent ones. This is Jaslyn Martin from, Bel Air. This is one of the more recent ones. I have another one over here too with Cameron Jones. But today I have some really, really sad news to bring you. Sassy magazine, which is the only print magazine out here for Black girls, is no longer going to be here. It is going away. It is going out of business. I don't know if it's going away completely, but basically the magazine has been shut down. And I'm pissed. I am distraught. I am hurt right now. And I didn't know about this until one of y'all DM'd it to me on Instagram. Mind you, I follow Sassy magazine on pretty much everything. One of y'all DM'd it to me on Instagram, was like, yeah, on Bad News. And I was devastated. I was extremely devastated. I was extremely hurt because it should not have gotten to this point. And on this channel, I often talk about media, for women, for Black girls specifically, because I talk a lot about the stuff that's on like Nickelodeon and Disney Channel, especially when it comes to cartoons. But the same problem that I am seeing with how animation treats Black girls is the same type of problem that I am seeing being done to Sassy magazine. And I'm pissed. I'm extremely pissed off. Now I'm gonna sit here and read you guys the back of what is on all of the magazines, and it says, Sassy, sister in Soto, a Bantu language mainly spoken in South Africa. Representation matters, and Sassy reps Black girls to the fullest, filling their void in mainstream magazines media in which Black girls are virtually invisible. Through our mix of features highlighting beauty, fashion, health, celebrity, social issues, and more, Sassy celebrates the culture of Black girls everywhere. We cover Black girls mainstream. And that is completely true. I often talk about, the subject of Blackness in animation, as I mentioned earlier. And I was like, is animation failing Black girls? And I was like, honestly, yes. And it's failing Black women even more to a certain extent. But publishing in magazines is failing Black girls for sure. And I'm genuinely pissed off because Sassy magazine is a magazine, I said, that did not focus on the subject of mess. Because this was my biggest gripe with magazines such as Twist, Tiger Beat Bob, and J14 magazines. And those were more so white teen and young adult magazines, while Sassy was the only published one for Black girls. Now, what is so different about those magazines compared to Sassy? Part of the reason those magazines were so successful is because it basically was tabloid journalism. I'm not even fucking joking. It was tabloid journalism. And if anybody that knows me knows, I can't stand tabloid journalism. If you're unfamiliar with what that is, it basically is the type of journalism where people are basically talking shit about celebrities. You see a lot of the news channels here on YouTube, the ones that get the most views are the ones that are shit talking celebrities, and they're also the ones that are constantly in drama. Some of the biggest blogs to this day have gotten to that point because they were investing in celebrity gossip. I remember Nicole Bitchy. If y'all remember the blog Nicole Bitchy, it is now XO Nicole because she got sick of talking about celebrity drama. She was tired of doing tabloid journalism and turned her business around, and I highly do respect her for that. Tiger beat Bob, especially J14 magazine. And what pisses me off the most is like J14 is the ringleader of it all. The one I'm pretty sure that is still in business because a lot of the other ones just like faded away into the back. All of these magazines combined were much more successful than Sassy magazine. And when I would read a J14 magazine, I would just be covered with this kind of dread, I'd say, because it was very nice nasty. So much of it was them snooping around and being nosy about celebrities, trying to be invested in their drama, asking them very invasive questions about their relationship. Shit that honestly didn't need to be in a magazine. When we have Sassy magazine, it is a magazine that actually talked about things that fucking mattered. But overall, it wasn't like a toxic positivity magazine either. People think that when they saw the magazine focused on positivity, they thought it was toxic positivity. No, we got in here and talked about depression. Quite often in this magazine, we talked about struggles with hair. I was interviewed twice in this magazine just as well, mainly because I was such a big supporter of this magazine. What makes me so upset is that I didn't find out about Sassy magazine until like my last year of high school, and this magazine had been around since I was like much younger than that, and I wasn't able to get it until later. And even then, there is a lot of material that they put in here that caters towards college students and such. I find it so sad that Black girls finally got something that was made for them, but because nobody wanted to invest in it, it is now taken away from them and they no longer have it. And I'm pissed. Like I said, I'm pissed off probably like 3 times already in this video, but that's the best way to describe it because it should not have gotten to this point. The owner of Sassy magazine, Andrea Butler, she is literally one of the sweetest people ever. She made this magazine because she wanted to contribute good to our community. Hi, editing me. I wanted to go in a little bit more detail about the point that I made right here, where I said Andrea made this magazine because this was something that she wanted to see. She loved magazines. She loved Black magazines, but she wanted something that would cater to like, you know, people that were her age at that time period. And when she became an adult, she decided to, you know, make that magazine. She saw that somebody wasn't going to do that, and she decided to go and make that herself. And that is like part of the reason why I decided to, you know, make my YouTube channel. And that's another reason why a lot of people make their YouTube channels in general. They get onto this platform and make the content that they would like to see. They make the things that they would want for themselves. And that is why so many people start up their businesses. That is why so many people start up their things. And usually when it's done that way, it's genuine. Because oftentimes I get kind of frustrating. It's like when people are like, oh, they're only in it for the money and this and that and the third. But oftentimes you can tell when somebody is only in it for the money versus if they genuinely enjoy doing this. Because I know of a lot of small businesses that started up in 2020 when everything was just kind of like booming, where small businesses were everywhere. And I guarantee you, more than half of those businesses that started up in 2020 are no longer in business. And a lot of those businesses are no longer there has to do with the fact that they weren't necessarily passionate about what they were selling and what they were providing. They were strictly in it for the money. Sassy magazine has been struggling with funding for 10 years, like for a while. They've been struggling with money for a long time. But they stayed in business as long as they could because this was something that they were genuinely passionate about it. And I respect that. But also, it just goes to show you no matter how much you care about something, if the funding is not there for you to have it, it sometimes has to get shut down. And I truly hate that. And I hate that that is a dilemma that so many small businesses have to deal with. They're like, okay, do we make budget cuts? How are we going to be able to keep doing this? Do we even care enough to keep it going? And oftentimes they do care to keep it going, but care can only do so much if the money isn't there. I am very big on it not being a lot of people's dream and goal in life to work with a fucking big company, because no, absolutely not. But I understand why so many people want to sit here and work with these companies, because they know the money factor is going to be there. They know they're going to get the funding they need for said thing. And that's why I'm so big on people trying to, like, do what they can with the money that they have, or the lack thereof. Because these big companies, they'll take your thing. They'll take you if they find a way to make money from it, and then they're going to change so much of it. It's just a lot to think about. And I feel like that is a contribution to why Sassy Magazine, couldn't get the funding that they needed, is because these people were like, yeah, y'all should change this. And they were probably like, no, we're not changing that shit. Absolutely not. We want our magazine to be as authentic as possible the way it is. And we're not taking no for an answer. And the people that they probably reached out to were like, okay, whatever. It's just sad that we finally had something for a marginalized group that didn't really have much. And because people didn't want to invest in it, it's not here anymore. I am somebody that loves magazines. I've always loved them since I was really small. And I noticed that when I would read magazines that were for, my age range, the teen magazines, I'd say, they were very much palm colored. There was lack of melanin in all of them. And even then, I was reading American Girl magazine. And American Girl magazine, and I'd say, is the closest in comparison when it comes to Sassy magazine. But the biggest difference there is that American Girl was white as hell. There was barely any black girls in that magazine. There were a lot from time to time, but then she would usually be a light bright. And the diversity was lacking over there. It was very white, and it was obvious that even though American Girl magazine was a positive magazine, we knew who its targeted audience was for. What makes me so sad is that the reason Sassy magazine was created in the first place is because our mainstream magazines don't want to cater to black girls and black young adults in general. Yeah, we have Jet magazine. Yeah, we have Essence magazine. But those magazines are targeted towards an older audience. And yes, Essence has launched Girls United. And I plan on going to the Girls United Summit, by the way. And I'm not sitting here trying to shit on Essence at all for the most part. But part of the reason Essence Girls United was able to be so successful to where it is right now has to do with the fact that they had Essence backing them up. But guess what? Essence caters to an adult audience, or an older adult audience. Sassy magazine caters towards college students and younger. And if you ask me, that is a demographic when it comes to the black community that is severely lacking when it comes to entertainment for people made by them that look like them. Because bringing back animation, we finally are getting more and more shows that are about black girls and black people and whatnot, made by the people themselves. But what's so fucking sad about it is that these shows barely get attention. They barely get promoted. They barely get pushed out. Because I remember I was talking about that. Y'all gotta remind me, comment it down below, because I need to watch it. It's been on my watch list. I just keep forgetting. But there is a show about a group of black girl superheroes. And it looks kind of like Miraculous Ladybug, but for black people, I hate the fact that I compared it to that. But that's what it looks like. And that's what made me want to watch it. I have been hearing no kind of buzz about it. I have not been seeing people post about it. I have not been seeing people talk about it. I have barely been seeing that shit be promoted. And part of the reason Moon Girl was able to get as pushed out as it did is because it had Disney backing it, but also because the community did what it could to push it out, and still it is not at the ability and the best that it can be because people just simply don't care about black girlhood. Like, that's literally what it is. Y'all don't care. Y'all don't give a fuck. And also, I just want to talk about, like, community. Because I remember we were all talking about what is an issue within the black community that is like an elephant in the room and nobody wants to address, but we need to talk about it. And I was like, y'all lack community. Y'all most definitely do. Y'all don't want to sit here and help your own kind, but will gladly go and do so for another person, or you're just most likely trying to help yourself. And that pains me so freaking much. And I feel like that is what happened with Sassy Magazine, because it's not like Sassy Magazine was out here trying to reach out to white sponsorships. No, they was out here trying to reach out to black owned businesses, black community, and still it didn't help. I just want to know what it is about black girls and just black women in general that y'all have such a big problem with. Because they are allowed to have nice things just like everybody else. They are allowed to have good material created by people like them. Like, I'm just getting so sad right now. Like, I'm looking through, like, the magazine, and it is very well put together, y'all. Like, the pages are beautiful. Like, it looks so amazing. Like y'all look at the colors. Let me get on here and show y'all. Like, look at it. Look at that. That is beautifully done. Like, I'm really getting on here and I'm trying not to cry because my mom was like a big supporter of this magazine. She loved it. She was so happy to see that there was something like this, and she actually invested in it. She found out that I was in one of the volumes, like one of the, what is it? The volumes, I'm pretty sure, the editions. It's late, y'all, I'm trying to think. But she literally bought a whole bunch of the magazines and like sent them off to like our family because she was so happy. And Andrea was very appreciative of her contribution right there. And I know this news would literally break her heart. Like, it literally pains me to sit here and make this video, but main reason I decided to make it is because I have gotten on my channel before and have praised Sassy Magazine for the good that they have done to this community, but also I was doing that as a way to try and help them. I always want to sit here and use my platform for good, especially with the kinds of numbers that I have, and I thought, yeah, let me sit here and do what I can to promote this magazine. Like I said, when people know me for Sassy Magazine, they know this one particularly because this is the magazine that I had in my commercial. And guess what? I'm still gonna use Sassy Magazine in my advertising for my shop and my brand and whatnot because of the great that it has done for me. I adore Sassy Magazine, and it just hurts me to know that it's done. Like, I can't stand this. I hate it. And I'm sorry if it seems like this video is just all over the place, but it felt like I needed to get on here and make a follow-up to when I got on here and told y'all about them. It just shouldn't have gotten to this point, but also money. This entire year has been a year where everybody has been stressed out about money, and it seems like all the people at the top are not doing anything to help small businesses. And Sassy Magazine is a small business, and it hurts me to know that people did not see the good within this brand to invest with them. Like, they said they reached out to so many people, and it just makes me upset because I'm like, it felt like people wanted the brand to fail. Because I remember I found out that Sassy Magazine was added on Wikipedia under like the names of like magazines for teens. Sassy Magazine was added there, but guess what? Somebody went in there and removed it. For what reason did you need to do that? Are you intimidated? What is y'all problem with black girls and black women? Please let me know, because it's getting weird. It's getting strange. What's the issue? This is bad. And I'm actually very afraid of the future of black media for black girls and women, specifically created by black women themselves. I truly am worried, because if something like this is going out of business and shutting down, I am terrified to see what is going to happen next. Because like I said, animation treats black girls like shit. Is it going to get worse over there? It might, because the state of pretty much everything right now for entertainment is not looking great. And I try to be optimistic. I am a very glass half full type person, but this year done sucked the soul out of all of us. Like, let's just be fucking for real right there. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. It pained me to get on here and make this video, but I said what I needed to be said, and I did my part with supporting the magazine. I shared the post all the time. I was on the Patreon. I was on the Buy Me a Coffee. I made my contribution to it with donating when I can. I did my part. I tried to help, and many other people who are probably in the same financial situation as me tried to help just as well. But you want to know what ruins things at the end of the day? Capitalism. Because if somebody at the top actually saw the potential within Sassy and invested in it, we wouldn't be here right now. Just like Bezos don't want to share his wealth that literally would contribute to fixing so many of the problems in this world, but he don't want to do that. I'm irritated. I'm upset. I'm done. I'm tired. Thank y'all for watching this video. I will see y'all on the next one. Hopefully it is a little bit more positive to this. I'm over it.